Okay, good evening, guys. I will be using the whiteboard as well. So, if you want to have better visibility of the whiteboard, please come in the front, because especially if you're in the last row, you may not be able to see what I'm doing on the whiteboard, because whiteboard will be faster. Okay. A quick recall, even though I have said this or mentioned this a few times in the class. Some of you still have this question whether assignment 1 is individual or group. Okay. So now I have already mentioned that. You can see here, I have mentioned it is individual. Okay. Assignment 1 is individual. And if you open this, if you open the assignment, if you open this assignment, whatever I have written here is brief, but it will explain you in detail what is self and peer evaluation, what topics are covered. You can see the topics here. Please read this before you come to me asking something. Without reading, just see assignment, then you come back to me. Okay, that's not a good idea. You read. I spend a lot of time, and I also will. I can tell this very boldly. You can't see mostly assignments that are very organized like this. Clearly what needs to be given, objective, what topic it covers, what TGC it is mapped, what is the assessment task is about, then submission, how the submission has to be made, when, deadline, everything is given. I don't know what more to give. There's a lot to read. Okay. So try to read, digest, and then if you have questions, you can come back to me. Not just seeing the title, then you email me. Sometimes some of you write this lengthy email. I am going to reply that kind of emails from, one student is okay. If the entire class sends that kind of email, I may not have time to reply all that. Okay. So a lot of information is here. So what I want to emphasize is, repeatedly students are coming back to me asking assignment 1 is individual or group. I have put here very clearly it is individual. Okay, and it has two components, namely self and peer evaluation form. Self and peer evaluation, which you do through a form. I will open the form and explain to you again. And there is a written test as well. Okay, and I also mentioned this, and I mentioned this in the very first lecture, where the slides is called as lecture 0. Okay, I have explained this in the very first lecture class, saying that you cannot afford to be absent for the test, okay, because it is a final piece. For every subject in our school, it is like that. You should ask your lecturer, you see, module briefing and introduction. That itself I explained. You can go and open the slide and you can see that. Okay, every subject or every module has a final piece. For this subject or this module, your assignment 1 or assessment 1 is the final piece. Okay, final piece means if you fail the coursework, you no need to do the entire coursework, you only do the final piece. Okay, because you have to pass the coursework separately, final exam separately. We call this as hurdle. Okay, you have to pass separately the coursework and the final exam. It is an MQA requirement, not alone University of West of England requirement, dual award requirement. Okay, so that's why I have mentioned, I've clearly explained here. Don't come and tell me after the semester is over, oh, I didn't know, nobody came and told me. You can't give all those excuses because I have lot of evidence. Okay, it is there on My Times from day one. Lecture 0 slide also clearly tells that you cannot afford to miss the final piece. And this final piece applies for every subject in School of Computer Science. Okay, only thing differs is what is the which assessment is the final piece. For this module, your assignment 1, which is test, is the final piece. For certain modules, it may be your assignment. Okay, it depends on the module. Okay, if your lecturer has not told you, you ask your lecturer better. But I am not going to go to other subjects. To me, I will keep my scope only for my subject. Okay, and if you see here, it clearly tells your assignment 1 or assessment 1 comprises of 2 components. Okay, it is given here clearly: self and peer evaluation and written test. Okay, self and peer evaluation carries 5% of weightage, and test carries 15% of weightage. Okay, so if you go to the self and peer evaluation form, there is a submission here. Okay, so what actually you evaluate? So if you go here to the self and peer evaluation form, it tells you put your group number based on your Google Sheet. There's a Google Sheet here. I just opened today, and I found out that a lot of you have not completed it. I won't chase you. I'm telling you now. Don't come and tell me towards the end of the semester, sir, I am alone. I have no groups. Can you help me? I have no room to help you. Okay, because I don't want to say, for example, I'm just giving an example. He comes and tells me, sir, I have no group. Can you help me? I can't tell this group, can you take it? Okay, even for him, the vibrations cannot go. And I know every module has group assignment, not only my module. Okay, so this may be a challenge if you are new to this class. Maybe you got credit transfer or you transferred from some university. This is your very first semester. You may not have friends yet. Okay, this module is in the 3rd semester. You will have done some group assignments in the earlier semester. Okay, so even if you don't have, that is where the Google Sheet is going to help. Okay. So let me open this Google Sheet and show you. This is actually an URL. You can see it says URL. Huh? There's a Google Sheet here. I saw it's mostly empty, man. I've made it very user unfriendly now, the new version of My Times. I don't know why they spoiled it. Oh, it says April. Yeah, correct. April 2024 semester. Correct, right? I put the self and peer evaluation May. Okay, I'll change it. It's April. You see here a lot of groups are empty. Please fill up this. There is no marks for this. This is only to help. For example, this group has only 3 students. They may look for more group mates, right? Because your work is divided when it is a group assignment. So somebody looks for a group. They can go here and check, hey, I can see group 22 has only 3 members. Don't simply go and put your name. Okay, you ask one of them. That's why I have the email ID there. Some they also give the handphone number. You WhatsApp them. Don't immediately call. You WhatsApp them or email them. Ask them, hey, your group, I saw only 3 students. I am so and so. If you don't know them, can I join your group? This is to help yourself, not to help me. To be very honest, I don't care about this. I don't care. Group number 23 is made up of who are the members. Honestly, no. It's not I'm trying to be rude. No. This is just to help you to form your group, and those who don't have a group can see this and look for group. This is the only way I can help. Yeah, I cannot ask a student to simply go and join a particular group. That particular group may say, I don't know him, I don't want him. We can't force somebody into a group. Okay? Yeah. So to me, a group should be formed by yourself with the members whom you are comfortable with, whom you know are comfortable with. Okay? So I'm telling you clearly, don't come to me end of semester, sir, I am alone. Can you find a group for me? It's not that I don't want. I am not in a situation to help you to form groups. This is the best way I can help you to form groups. Okay? So this is meant for you, not for me. Yeah. Yeah. So in the self and peer evaluation form, so each one of you, you have to fill up your name here. Your full. Don't put a full name. Don't put something like Michelle or Derek, or Kong. Why I'm saying this means a lot of first names are common name. Even Raja is a common name. You go and check in the university, there are at least half a dozen people whose first name starts with Raja. But what follows Raja may be some other name. Same thing here. Okay? So put your full name, otherwise I will not be able to identify. When I go and see Derek, there will be 3 Dereks in the class. I won't know which Derek. Okay? So put your full name, and then each one of you is going to fill up this. Okay? You put your name. If you are filling up, you put your name here and your group member's name here. Okay? Every tutorial has take-home exercise. Okay? And it is clearly given in a different color in every tutorial that this is a take-home assignment. For example, recently we did pastries. Let me open pastries. So if I open pastry, it also clearly tells you, every tutorial clearly tells you what will be done in class, what will be done by you as take-home exercise. You can see here, question 1 and 4 must be done in the tutorial class. The rest of the questions labeled as assignment 1 task must be done as take-home exercise as part of your assignment 1. So if you take tutorial 2, 1 and 4 we did in class. If you see question number 2, it says assignment 1 task. Based on direction given in class, please do this problem as take-home exercise as part of your assignment 1. Same thing with question number 3. So every tutorial means we have about I think 9 tutorials. Not all 9 tutorials will be part of your assignment 1. Only 4 tutorials. Okay? That is also given here. It is given in the assignment question. It is also given here. You see tutorial 1, 2, 3 and 5. So it is also visible in your evaluation form. You can see tutorial 1, tutorial 2, tutorial 3 and tutorial 5. Don't think after tutorial 3, tutorial 4 is missing, so it's a mistake, typo, no. Okay? Tutorial 4 is a different topic which is not included for your test. Okay? So we will do tutorial 4 after completing tutorial 5. Okay? So for every tutorial, you have about 2 take-home exercise. So what you are expected to do is not necessarily going home. You may have a long break from between one class to another. So over lunch or during your long break, you can sit with your groupmates, discuss how to solve those take-home exercises. Okay, discuss and solve. Okay, and then you evaluate yourself. For example, tutorial 1, there has been 2 assignment questions. 2 tutorial questions. So how did you contribute to the solving those 2 problems? How each of your group member helped to solve that problem? So basically it is collaborative learning. You help each other. You learn from each other. So I may be good in solving one problem. He may be good in solving another problem. So I share my expertise. He shares his expertise. We learn from each other and we help each other. Okay? If you go and read assignment 1, I explain this. What contributes collaborative learning? I have given a few pointers. I don't know how many of you read this. Because guys, you have to understand, this is a university and we cannot be explaining everything line by line, word by word, repeatedly in class. It's very difficult. Okay, we have limited time and we have to be very proactive. Okay, not do firefighting. Firefighting is after the fire happens, you go and put it off. Okay, that is reaction, not proactive action. Proactive means before a fire happens, how we can prevent fire from happening. Similarly here, how I can learn, right? Yeah.
So if you see here, you can see here, contribution by individual towards the learning of peers or other members in a group on the assignment could be in terms of, for example, I have given so many examples. Reading, understanding and sharing technical content and recommending what is worth reading. Hey, I read this material on pastries. It's an excellent material. You guys can read. That's why I said it is helping each other to learn. I have given many examples here. And I have given this, all my assignments I give this, whether it is master's or undergraduate program. The onus is on you whether you want to learn and help others to learn. Onus means the responsibility. Okay? Why I say that means, it's a university, you are a grown-up adult to me, and you are paying 100,000 plus as fees for 3 years. Okay? So you're not paying 100,000 fees to come and sit here in Starbucks or some cafeteria, lepa, spend your time, no. If you want to do that, you can do that without coming to the university. So you are here paying 100,000 plus with a purpose. Okay? So you are here with a purpose. You have to ensure that you achieve that purpose. It's not for me or for your parents or for somebody. No. That's why I said the responsibility is on you, whether you want to learn. Because you have come here to learn, not to enjoy the internet here. You all have internet at home on your mobile phone. You get me? Yeah, so I don't want to waste time going there. So you should read all this. A lot of information is here. Okay? And coming back, so what you do is you evaluate yourself and you evaluate your peers. Can you give me some guidance how to do the scoring? It is also there. I don't know how many of you saw that as well. If you go down, if you open your assignment 1, go all the way down, you can see rubrics is there. So when somebody gets a 5, it clearly tells display consistent ability. Consistent means continuously at all times. Okay? Ability to interact positively and cooperate with others, especially within a group, effectively and correctly apply formal methods. Formal methods means mathematical methods. So here it means the subject knowledge, the knowledge on theory of computation, to solve a given problem. So if it is grammar, then you apply the knowledge on grammar to solve the problem in grammar. If it is pastries, you apply the knowledge on pastries to solve the problem. That's what I mean by formal methods here. Okay? Formal means not tie and suit, that formal attire, no. Here formal means mathematical, theoretical. Okay? The machine or the method that we are discussing is purely mathematical or theoretical. Okay? Yeah. So you have rubrics here which will be a sort of guidance how I can give when I can give a 4 or when I can give a 3, when I can give a 5, right? Because you have 4 tutorials covered here. Tutorial 1, 2, 3 and 5. So maybe you have two problems to be done in each tutorial. So 4 tutorial means you have about 8 problems. Okay? So you give a person, for example, this person a 5. If this student in your group has consistently, has been helping others, helping himself to learn. As I said, collaborative learning intention is to learn from each other. Okay? And that's why I showed you, right? The onus is on you whether you whether you want to learn and help others to learn. Okay? Yeah. So that is a fun here. Okay? So, and some of you asked me the answers, should I submit somewhere? The submission link here is only for the self and peer. This is not submission link. It's actually the assignment question. Okay? This is the assignment question. Submission link is separately here. This is the peer evaluation form file, and this is submission. Maybe I was already here, submission. Assignment 1, self and peer evaluation submission. So you only submit the self and peer evaluation form. So each one of you have to submit. Okay? Each one of you have to submit. Okay? So some of you ask me, sir, the take home exercise after solving, should I submit somewhere? Should I submit it here? No. I am telling you, you no need to submit anywhere. Okay, then you may ask me, what is the purpose of those take-home exercise? For you to learn. You cannot learn simply from what we are discussing in class. It is not sufficient. Okay, I've been telling in my tutorial class, the more you practice, the more you learn. Practice makes one perfect. Okay, that is the philosophy. So you need not submit the answer anywhere. And some of you ask me, sir, how do I know my answer is correct? Every problem I solve, I teach you. Whether it is grammar or what we are going to discuss today in terms of NFA, DFA or other problems we are going to discuss this whole semester, every problem you can check the answer by yourself. How? Trying with valid strings and trying with one or two invalid strings. If it is a grammar, the grammar that you have constructed should accept only valid string. Okay, it should not accept invalid string. If it accepts only valid string and does not accept invalid string, your grammar that you have constructed is perfect. So you yourself can check your answer. Okay, very, very, very straightforward. Okay, I have taught you that, and every problem I solve in the class, I show you that also. I call it as, I want to verify whether my solution is right or not. So basically I am doing verification and validating my answer. Every problem I solve in the class, I verify and validate the answer, whether it is right or not. Okay, so you can do the same. Very, very straightforward. Okay. So is that clear with the assignment? So you can give the reasons here. No need to write stories, just one or two lines. You know, why you gave a 5 or why you gave a 4 or why you gave a 2, even 0 or whatever it is. Okay? Yeah. So assignment 1 is individual. Assignment 2 and 3 is actually group. Okay? And if you want to solve more problems, is also there. If you go to your tutorial, for example, tutorial 1 we already completed. Tutorial 1 answer is already uploaded because we have completed tutorial 1. Tutorial 2 past trees we have completed as of yesterday, so you can see the answers also there. Okay, and if you want more problems, because in tutorial we cannot do 100 problems, right? So if you want more problems, you can go and open this. For every topic I have given this, and these problems are taken from book. For example, if I open this, you can see that. You see, it is all exercises from the textbook. Okay, some will be very lengthy. You may have 100 problems. Don't email me and ask me, sir, can I have the answers for the more problems? I'm telling you now, I don't have. Okay, yeah, it is not an assignment for me. That we don't learn that way. By looking at the answer for every problem, no, you don't learn that way. You have to solve it. Okay, yeah. So if you want to try, there are plenty of problems for every topic. I have actually uploaded, saying more problems. You can look at it. Every topic. Today we are going to discuss NFA and DFA. You can see more problems in NFA, DFA. More problems in pumping lemma. More problems in PDA. Every topic I have taken the exercise problem from the textbook, which you can try it at home. Okay, if you want to learn more. All right. All right. So before we dive into NFA, DFA, you have any questions on your assignment 1? And there was one more question, I will answer that as well. Looking at tutorial 2. In your tutorial 1, we had questions like, regular grammar and context-free grammar. So I know some of you got scared with the regular grammar. Oh, regular grammar is a bit challenging. So these, here we saw regular grammar. For each of the following regular expression, write a regular grammar. So some of you come back and ask me, sir, in the test or exam, am I supposed to construct a regular grammar? So again, I'm telling you everyone, unless the question asks so. For example, here, the question says, write a regular grammar. Or it may say construct a regular grammar. So if the question asks you to write or construct a regular grammar, then you have to give a regular grammar. Okay? Sometimes the question may say write or construct a context-free grammar. If it is context-free grammar, to me, I will tell you, you can just forget about it and just write the grammar. You need not worry whether it is context free or regular. Because to me, regular grammar is also context free, but not the other way. Okay, you cannot call a context free grammar as a regular grammar, because regular grammar has restrictions both on the left hand side of the rule as well as right hand side of the rule. Right hand side of the rule can have only one letter, is given here, can have only two letters at the most, right? And we saw this example, question number 3. So we constructed this grammar because it was very straightforward to arrive at this answer, but we realized it is context free, it is not regular, and then we convert it into a regular grammar. So I understand you when you ask me, should I always write regular grammar? No, unless the question asks. Okay. So sometimes I also know your challenge. So what I do is, I want to make your life easy. I have also explained in my tutorial classes, the tutorial classes I handle. I have told that this is your question number 4 in your tutorial 2. I have told that this is how you will get questions in your test or final exam. If you see this question, it says construct a grammar. It does not say construct a regular grammar or construct a context free grammar. Okay? So when the question says so, you don't need to constrain your thought process. You know, am I going to write a context free grammar or regular grammar? No. You don't need to even think of context free or regular at all. You just think of any grammar. So the question here doesn't ask you to write context free or regular. You don't bother. Okay? After writing the grammar, as far as the grammar goes, it is fine. You don't need to even analyze, right, whether the grammar that you have arrived is a context free grammar or a regular grammar. You get me? Okay? So unless the question says construct a regular grammar, then you need to construct a regular grammar. Okay? So normally I don't do so. Either I ask you to construct a context free grammar, or I will simply say construct a grammar. Okay? So I don't know. This is why sometimes we don't upload materials on my times, not me. Because I have been teaching for long years, so I have materials I upload. But I know for some lecturers I have heard that there are complaints saying that the materials are not uploaded upfront. Okay? So as the classes goes on, materials are uploaded. Right? And the university also insists that all the assignments have to be uploaded in the first week of the semester. Okay? I upload. I know that you cannot do assignment 3, assignment 2. In this subject, there are assignments and essay, you cannot working on it. But many subjects you cannot be able to do assignment 2 and 3 unless the relevant topic has been discussed in class. Even assignment 1, I give it as a group assignment, solving grammar. Unless I teach you grammar, you can't go and do assignment 1 on grammar. Right? You learn first before you get it. Right? So, either way, we upload everything, nobody bothers to read. That's why it's very difficult to make, not everyone, but the majority. It's very difficult to make students happy. Every student happy, I'm not saying all. So what I'm trying to say is, there are test question papers here, there are exam papers here, you see, even with the answers, So you can go and see, hey, I want to see how questions are asked in grammar. You can go and see. There's a video also. All this done in the previous semesters. For you also, I will do revision. I will do revision using the August 2023 exam paper. I'll upload it here. Okay, towards the end of the semester we will do. So, for example, you can see video revision. You see the question 1, what it says. Construct the simplest possible context-free grammar G over A or B, where the string has an A, then it has a B associated with it. It's very similar, right? Recently, the past tree has this question, tutorials. Only thing I have changed is, if the string has a B, then it has an A associated with it. I just twisted the A and B, that's all. Okay, same question has been discussed in the tutorials. Question number 4. Tutorial 2, question number 4. Go and check. It's the same. Okay. And it says context-free grammar. Then you have to do context-free grammar. But when I say context-free grammar, as I told you, you don't need to think, okay, context-free grammar means on the right-hand side I should have, two or more letters. No. On the right-hand side, for context-free grammar, there is no restriction. So here you can see there's a rule here, S is AS or BS. Right? S is AS, BS. There are 4 letters, right? So this actually makes this grammar to be context-free. You can construct a grammar where every rule in this grammar has only 2 letters and the maximum right-hand side. This is a regular grammar, but you can also call it as context-free grammar. So to me, regular grammar are subset of context-free grammar, but not the other way. Because what does your context-free grammar says? If you read the material, I have actually given the answer as well. This here. The left-hand side of the rule has only 1 letter, and essentially it must be a non-terminal. There are no restrictions on the right-hand side of the rule, meaning the right-hand side of the rule can have any number of letters or characters. It just says any number of letters or characters. Okay? So you can have even 1 letter or 2 letter on the right-hand side. Right? But what does regular grammar says? Left-hand side of the rule has only 1 letter, and essentially it must be a non-terminal, uppercase letter. So left-hand side of the rule is the same for both regular grammar and context-free grammar. Okay? How about on the right-hand side for regular grammar? On the right-hand side of the rule, at the maximum, it can have only 2 letters or characters. So the restriction on the right-hand side is only for regular grammar. Context-free is no restriction. So you can simply write a regular grammar and you can call it as context-free grammar, no harm. But you cannot write a context-free grammar and call it as regular grammar. You cannot. Okay, you cannot. The answer just now I showed you. This one, you cannot call it as a regular grammar because it's a context-free grammar. Because I have a rule, S is AS, BS. It is absolutely a context-free grammar. Okay, it's not a regular grammar. But I can take a regular grammar. The answers are not given, huh? Okay. You take this answer for 1A. Even though here you see it says construct grammar, it doesn't say context-free or regular grammar. So this answer, I can call it as regular grammar. Perfectly suits as an example for regular grammar, because on the right-hand side you don't have more than 2 letters. A perfect example for regular grammar. I can also call this as a context-free grammar. You get me? So when I say in the test or exam, construct a context-free grammar, okay, it's just to give you a small twist. So context-free grammar. Yeah, just to create a fear. But I'm telling you to don't need to fear. When I say consider context-free grammar, you don't need to worry whether you have 2 letters, 3 letters, 4 letters. Just keep your mind free. Just answer it, solve it. That's it. When you need to fear, not fear. When you need to have some constraints is when the person asks construct a regular grammar. Ask me, if you ask construct a regular grammar, don't say no. I need to learn. Okay, you need to learn. But I won't ask, because I also know you now. Because I've been telling this for 15 years. Every semester I tell this, externally, students have, they fear the grammar. I don't know why. No, my fear is fear. Students are students. Okay, students don't ask questions, then they're not students. Okay, students means have to ask questions. always, prepare you for your examination. Examination is not to make judgment. Examination or assignment is to evaluate whether you have learned what you're supposed to learn and what has been taught in class. If there is no judgment, you get an A, you are a brilliant student, and you fail and you repeat the module, you are a dull student or weak-headed. No. That's why I said there is no judgment. Played by looking at your grades. If you study, you get good grades. If you don't study, you don't get good grades. It doesn't mean, okay, you get good marks, you are a brilliant student, you don't get good marks, you are a useless student. No, there is no such thing. That's why I said there is no judgment made from your marks. I don't do that. Why I don't do that means there is no science to that. Okay? Then you may ask why we have grades. As I said, something is taught. I want to gauge, evaluate whether you have learned what has been taught. So if you study, you would have learned the song, and you get good grades. You don't study, you don't get good grades at all. Okay? So it's very simple, huh? There's no need to fear. So you see, that's why I don't. I mean, yesterday during the class, the boy was here. You know, I think yesterday I was angry. I was not angry. This is what I say. When you say something repeatedly many times, you spend a lot of time. Whatever I said today, I told you. But today I spent a lengthy time explaining again. Right. Other times maybe I just spent 5-10 minutes of it. So already 40 minutes of okay. That's why I mean you should be a bit attentive to what I said in class so that I won't say waste time. We can utilize the time provided to us in the maximum. Okay, because we need only 1 hour for lecture. Okay. It doesn't mean it is less. What the university wants is, hey guys, you are the university, so you should do a lot of independent learning. A lot of things is learned outside the class, not inside the class. Okay. So they want to promote an independent learning, not feed you everything. You have crossed the stage. Okay. And then see, I know they don't like it. Okay, you tell them everything, word by word or line by line. Just give them direction, they know what to do. All right. So, okay, with that, let us jump. Any questions before I jump to NFA, DFA? Why did we go for NFA, DFA? What is NFA, DFA? We solved half of problem. Because I have a challenge, I'm not covering all the 8 packs of tutorials. If I'm covering all the 8 packs of tutorials and I'm slow, I can sit with all the 8 patches. Okay? So, if I don't cover a topic, next week, Tuesday, and Wednesday, what's the name? Yogesh will have a challenge. Okay, student will say, sir, we have not learned NFA, DFA. You're starting tutorial come to it. So, there will be a challenge for this. Okay? Yeah, that's another challenge I have. If I don't cover a topic, you will not be able to do the tutorials. Okay? So, if you have no questions, I take your silence that you have no questions. So, with that, I jump to NFA, DFA. So, NFA stands for non-deterministic finite automata, and the DFA stands for deterministic finite automata. So you may have questions. So whatever I say here, you can go and read later. It is there in the slides. I stay here so that everybody can hear loud and clear. So whatever I say here, explain here, is there on the slides. You can go and read. Okay. So let me break down this. So first thing is automata. What is automata? Automata, to me, it originates from the word automatic. So you know what is automatic, right? Something happens routinely, Yeah, a motor or engine is automatic. Once you start, the fellow keeps running, right? So we also say, auto email reply. Automatically it replies. So we know what automatic means. So same from that word automatic, this word automata originated to me. Yeah. So automata means here automata means machine. Okay? That's why sometimes we say, don't work like a machine. Means monotonously doing the same thing, we say don't work like a machine. Mostly machines you see does the same thing over and over again. Okay? Unless it is something made to be intelligent. We call that as smart. Right? Smartphone, smart machines, smart cities and all that. Okay? So automata means machine, to mean that something is going to be done routinely or repetitively or automatically. Okay? So here the automata machine means not the computer machine, but in analogy, in comparison. So we want to create a theoretical machine. So here the theoretical machine is going to be a mathematical model. So automata means machine. So it's not a physical machine, but it is going to be a mathematical model or a theoretical model or theoretical machine. You can treat them synonymously. Okay, so that's what automata means. So what is meant by non-deterministic and deterministic? And before that, finite. So when I said automata means machine, theoretical machine or a mathematical model. So how we are going to represent that? So we are going to represent that in terms of state diagram. So what you're seeing here actually is a state diagram. So you have some circles or bubbles, and you have some connectors or arrows connecting those bubbles or circles. Okay. So every bubble here or circle here denotes a state. So every state is going to have some function. Okay. Every state is going to have some function, and the arrows we call them as transition. Transition means we change state. We move from one state to another. So for example, from Q0 to Q1, if we give an input A, then the machine transits from state Q0 to Q1. At Q1, if you give an A as input, the machine transits from state Q1 to Q2. So transition means change of state. Okay? If there is no change of state, then there is no transition. So for example, you can see here there is a loop. At Q2, if the input is A, it loops back to Q2. If the input is B at Q2, it loops back to B. It doesn't mean when I say loops back at Q2, if I give an input A, when I say it loops back, it doesn't loop back like this. So what does that looping back means is, when you give an A or B as input at state Q2, there is no state change. The machine remains at the same state. Okay, the machine remains at the same state. So meaning there is no change. Okay. So you may ask why we are doing this. Before I go to what is the meaning of finite and what is the meaning of non-deterministic and deterministic, why we go by another way. So in the earlier class we learned about grammar. Okay. So grammar is a set of rules using which we want to define how alphabets are grouped together to form words or strings, and how strings are grouped together to form words. So in a programming language, how the alphabets are going to group together to form a string, and how strings are going to be grouped together to form an instruction. That is what programming means. This is grammar. So now, after we have written the grammar, we want to implement with the machine and see how it goes. So we want to realize means we want to put into action and see how it goes. Okay? So we want to implement, we need a machine. So here we use the mathematical machine or theoretical machine, which we call it as finite quantum. Finite means the number of states is going to be fixed. For example, in this state diagram, you see from Q0 to Q4. Q0 to Q4 means there are 5 states. 5 bubbles, right? There are 5 states. 6. Okay. Yeah. So that's what we mean by finite. Fixed number of states. Okay. So what is non-deterministic and deterministic? I can explain that to you after solving the problem. Then you can understand what is meant by non-deterministic and what is deterministic. And I am unable to explain that now because you won't understand. And we have to learn progressively. Okay. So every circle here is called as a state, and we label this state. Should I start always with Q0? Not necessarily. You can even label it as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No harm. This labeling is meant for identifying them or calling them. We have a name so that we can be addressed, we can be called, right? Otherwise, you, hey, you, we can't address everyone with a you or, yeah, that's why we have a name to be called, right? To be identified. Similarly here, to identify or call or name a state, we label them, okay? So we label them as Q0. So not necessarily you have to label it as Q0. You can label it as Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4, Q5, okay? Yeah. So I use mathematical notation here. So I start from Q0, okay? All right. So let's go through a question, and we will learn more as we solve problems, okay? The question says, it's an example question. So every tutorials, you know my style. I have an example problem solved. Then learning from there, we solve more problems, okay? So the example problem says give a regular expression and an equivalent NFA. So don't worry what is non-deterministic or deterministic. After solving this, I will explain what is non-deterministic and you will perfectly understand why we call it as non-deterministic and deterministic. Okay? Even though I have the definition here. I have given the definition here, but I will explain. Don't worry. Give a regular expression and an equivalent NFA for the language over A or B that starts with AA and contains a substring BA. Convert the NFA you obtain to a DFA. So NFA is an abbreviation for non-deterministic finite automata and the DFA is an abbreviation for deterministic finite automata. So the question says give a regular expression and an equivalent NFA for the language over A or B. For the language over A or B means, as usual, the alphabets are A or B. Okay, the alphabets are A or B. So the strings are going to be made up of the alphabets A or B, apple or banana. But there is a condition here that starts with AA and contains a substring BA. So here in this language, every string should start with an AA. So I am going to just reflect my thought here. So every string should start with an AA and it should have a substring BA. Substring means part of the string should be BA. So I write it here. Every string should start with an AA, should, must, and every string must have as part of the string, that's what we mean by substring, BA. So in between AA and BA, I can have any combination of A or B. So I am using the union operator and this brackets because it says regular expression. So I have told you, regular expression or regular language is made up of the regular set. Regular set is made up of the symbols, open bracket, close bracket, 5, lambda, what else? Megasta, and you can combine this with sigma. So we call this as regular set. And a set of symbols that are used to represent a regular expression or a regular set of symbols that are used to represent a regular expression or regular language. I told you this when I went for the grammar about regular expression and regular language. Okay. It's also there in lecture 1 slide, you can go and read it. Okay. So regular expression is going to be made up of these symbols. So what is meant by this? Whereas you can combine these symbols with sigma. What is sigma? Sigma here doesn't mean summation. Here sigma means alphabet set. So whatever the language is defined in terms of alphabet set, okay, so you see those alphabets, you can combine any of these symbols. So in this language, the alphabet set is A or B. So I can combine A or B with any of these symbols to write my regular expression or regular language. Okay. So that's why I'm using angular bracket and union operator here. So in between AA and BA, I can have any combination of A or B. Right? After this BA also, I can have any combination of A or B. So I've given the regular expression. Again, if you ask me in the exam, will you be asking to write regular expression? No, it is for learning. So usually in the exam, I will ask only to construct an NFA and then convert that NFA into a DFA. Okay? 53. Okay. 2 more minutes, then I will open caps for you. Yeah. So I have done the regular expression. So once I have done the regular expression, I am going to see example strings as we saw in language and grammar. So what can be my example strings? So example strings, you should always start with the smallest possible string. Okay, you should always start with the smallest possible, next smallest possible, next smallest possible. Once you have seen the pattern, different pattern of strings possible, you stop. Okay. So if this Renesas takes a value 0 and this also takes a value 0, what will happen? This part of the string will become empty string. This part of the string also will become empty string. So my minimum possible string will be AA followed by BA. Okay. Don't do mathematical multiplication here. Some students have this question. When you say this is empty string, you say nothing. Nothing means 0. So AA into 0, anything multiplied by 0 is 0. Yes? Absolutely. In pure mathematics, anything multiplied by 0 is 0. Nobody can dispute that. Okay? But here we are not doing mathematical multiplication. Here we read this as AA followed by A or B credit star, followed by BA, followed by A or B credit star. Okay? It is not read as AA multiplied by A or B credit star, multiplied by BA, multiplied by A or B credit star. No. It is followed by. Okay? So when both take value 0, we will get AA followed by BA. Some of you may ask a question, when this credit star takes a value 0, should this credit star also should take a value 0? No. When this is 0, this can be 100. When this is 1, this can be 0. When this is 10, this can be 2. So credit star can individually vary here. Not necessarily both the credit star should take the same value. Okay? So I am only seeing what is the smallest possibility. The smallest possibility happens when both these credit star takes a value 0. Okay, next possibility is when this is 0, this can take a value 1. If this takes a value 0, you will have AA, this part of string will become lambda, you will have BA, and when this is 1, you can have either A or B. So I can have A or I can have AA, BA, B. It is either this or this. Because if this takes a value 1, it means this part of substring is a length of 1 character. Okay? So like this, you can produce many example strings. I need to stop here and share your attendance because it's already 6:55 and this scams will disappear. Okay, here you go. Do you have another class after this? Yes, sir. Okay. Some of you have, is it? You have another. Some of you have another class after this. Yeah. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay, then I will see you in the next class. Thanks for joining me today. Have a good day. A good weekend as well. Bye bye.